The salvage ship Prometheus drifted through the debris field of what had once been the Zolonian trade station, Keth 7. Jack Morrison adjusted his scanner's frequency, searching for anything of value among the twisted metal and frozen atmosphere that sparkled like deadly snow in the vacuum. Another pirate raid, Daisy Chen muttered from the co-pilot's seat, her fingers dancing across the navigation console. Third one this month in the Outer Rim. The hegemony's really losing control out here. Jack nodded grimly. The war between the galactic hegemony and the rebel coalition had turned the frontier into a lawless wasteland. Independent traders, salvagers, and refugees were caught in the crossfire, with pirates picking off the survivors like vultures. Wait, Jack said, his scanner picking up something unusual. I'm reading life signs. Faint, but definitely there. Daisy's dark eyes widened. Survivors? After 3 days? They maneuvered the Prometheus toward the source of the readings, a partially intact section that had once been the station's residential quarter. Through the transparent aluminum viewing port, they could see the twisted corridors filled with debris and bodies. There, Daisy pointed. Emergency Shelter 7C, that's where the readings are strongest. Jack suited up and made his way through the airlock. The emergency shelter was a reinforced compartment designed to protect civilians during attacks. As he approached, he could hear faint sounds, scratching, whimpering. The shelter's door had been damaged, sealed shut by twisted metal. Jack worked carefully with his plasma cutter, aware that any breach could kill whoever was inside. Finally, the door gave way with a hiss of escaping atmosphere. What he found inside made his breath catch. A Zolonian female crouched in the corner, her normally luminescent blue skin now pale and flickering weakly. Her large, multifaceted eyes were dim with exhaustion and desperation. But it wasn't her condition that struck him. It was the 3 small forms huddled against her, barely moving. Children. Zolonian cubs, no more than 5 or 6 years old by human standards. Please, the female whispered in broken standard, her voice barely audible through Jack's comm system. My children. They haven't eaten for days. Feed them and I'll be yours forever. I'll work, I'll serve anything, just please don't let them die. Jack felt something twist in his chest. The Zelon were a proud species, their complex social structure built on honor and independence. For a mother to offer herself as property to save her children, the desperation was unimaginable. Ma'am, Jack said gently, kneeling down to her level. What's your name? Silka, she replied, her head tendrils quivering with emotion. These are my cubs, Zeth, Mira, and Little John. Silka, I'm Jack. I'm not going to take you as property, but I am going to help your children. Can you walk? Her eyes widened in disbelief. Among the galaxy species, humans had a reputation for being ruthless traders and efficient soldiers. Acts of pure altruism were unexpected. You don't want payment? Jack shook his head. The only payment I want is seeing these kids healthy again. Over the next hour, Jack and Daisy carefully transported the Zolonian family aboard the Prometheus. Daisy immediately began tending to the children while Jack helped Silka to the medical bay. I don't understand, Silka said as Daisy gently fed nutrient paste to Little John. Why help us? We have nothing to offer. Daisy looked up from where she was scanning Mira's vital signs. Because it's the right thing to do. But your species, humans are known for being practical, calculating. Jack laughed softly. Maybe some are. But most of us, we can't just walk away from kids in trouble. As the days passed during their journey to the nearest safe port, Silka watched in amazement as the humans cared for her family without expectation of reward. Jack shared his own rations when the medical synthesizer couldn't replicate proper Zolonian nutrients. Daisy spent hours entertaining the cubs with human stories and simple games. I still don't understand, Silka confided to Jack one evening as they watched her children playing in the ship's small common area. They were laughing, actually laughing, for the first time since the attack. What's to understand? Jack asked. Your species fights wars, conquers planets, builds empires. Yet you risk everything for strangers. Jack was quiet for a moment, watching as Daisy taught young Zeth how to play chess. Maybe that's exactly why we do those other things, he said finally. To protect moments like this. To make sure kids can laugh and play and not worry about where their next meal is coming from. But we're not even the same species. Doesn't matter, Jack replied simply. Kids are kids. Families are families. Some things are universal. When they reached Port Sanctuary, a neutral station that welcomed refugees, Silka turned to Jack one last time. "I meant what I said," she told him. "About being yours forever." "My debt—" "There's no debt," Jack interrupted. "But if you really want to pay it forward, maybe help the next family that shows up here with nothing but hope." Silka's eyes brightened, and for the first time, Jack saw her natural luminescence return to full strength. "Yes," she said. "Yes, I will." Months later, reports began filtering through the outer colonies of a new phenomenon. Refugee families weren't just surviving at Port Sanctuary, they were thriving. A Zolonian female named Silka had organized a network of former refugees, each helping newcomers the way they themselves had once been helped. They called it the Human Protocol. "Funny," Daisy said when she heard the news. "They named it after us, but it's not really human nature they're copying." Jack smiled as he set course for their next salvage run. "No, it's not human nature. It's just nature, the good kind." In the vast darkness of space, where empires rose and fell and wars raged across star systems, small acts of kindness echoed through the cosmos, proving that sometimes the most powerful force in the universe wasn't technology, or weapons or conquest. Sometimes it was simply the willingness to feed hungry children, no questions asked.